Okay, this is Somnium Space, and I was just talking on Discord with a couple people about the second land auction that's going to happen sometime in 2020. It hasn't been released yet how or what they're going to do with the second land auction, but I wanted to go over the map in Somnium Space just to show people, where these land parcels are located, where the hot spots are, which ones are selling for a lot, and which ones are more reasonable to buy. So there's mountain views you can see back here. There's a big, popular center area. There's water that you can possibly buy on. So the market's already going right now. This is what the map looks like. And you can see that the popular spots are all the red ones that have already been purchased. So there's already been a couple rounds of land purchases, and Somnium Space has basically sold all of these parcels that are red, which is a total of 1,500 parcels out of 5,000. You can see that there were some big estates that were popular. So during the second land auction, if you bought a land parcel that was, on the road next to a big estate, this is possibly a good opportunity to own something just like in the real world of Walmart. You would have a big item right here, some kind of game or someone building a big attraction. So people who spawn into the center, this is the very center, which was popular, will end up running down the road or crossing this bridge and coming over to visit this attraction right here. So if you have a small parcel next to that, that could end up being a wise move. So there's nothing really released right now about who's building what on any of these big estates that are out here, but if you want to be next to one of those, that's definitely an opportunity to buy a cheaper parcel that's next to a big attraction, so people will be in that area and you might get something out of that. There might be one island parcel still available. I think this gray one, for some reason it snuck by during the auction, but you can see that almost every single waterfront parcel has been taken. So people really valued the waterfront, even down in the corners. You would think that this would be less valuable than the ones, right up front here on the water. So, but every single one of these was taken, and the stuff behind it wasn't really taken. Some road spots back here, some roads next to the mountain views. These mountain views are really popular. It's beautiful views out here. You can even climb to the top of these mountains. So if you're just hanging out on your parcel and you want to run and climb to the top of the mountain, or you might realize that a lot of people are coming over here to climb this part of the mountain just because it's fun, and they'll end up passing by your parcel along the way. So some of these are still available over here, and they might be kind of cool and available during that second auction. But wait and find the right thing for you. A lot of these center parcels, you can imagine, the closer your parcel, if you wanted to think about the value, or I might get this one or I might not get this one, if you look at how popular some of these red spots are already, you can see this tiny little gray one right in here in the center. Of course that's going to go for a lot because you can see how many red spots there are that were already taken around it, and for some reason no one took that. So that's now the next most valuable in the second auction. Anything that's second row on any of where these gray spots are, if somebody wants a big space right here behind the water, you can still have beautiful views of the water right here, and you can end up building something big right there. And your parcels won't necessarily say waterfront, but they will be right there on the water, and you can show screenshots and people will be visiting you in VR. So it's not that big of a deal what it looks like on the map. It's a big deal what you build here and what people are going to end up going to. Like I said, if there's a big game or a nice really attraction here, it doesn't matter if they're centered or in the left corner of the map. If this is the attraction, people are going to find their way over here and visit that attraction. So if you can end up getting something on, if someone comes out with news that says I'm going to be building an attraction over here, and you can snag that small parcel on the road right next to it, it might be a cool spot to have. But otherwise you can start looking for mountain views or these road views that can also probably see the water. I encourage you to jump into VR and take a look at the spot, go and visit this area, and then take a look around and say, okay, that is a really valuable spot. It looks different here on the map, it's just a little spot, but when you actually get down there and you're right here on this parcel, for example, you can see the mountains here and you can also see the water from there. So that's just a great spot. And then you can just climb to the top of the mountain, hop on a kayak and start, rowing around the entire lake here and check out everything else, all the other attractions that are on the water. But in general, I would say city center and islands are the most popular. This island parcel it'll be fun to watch, at least, even if you can't afford it. But so islands first, anything waterfront second, anything near the very city center third, mountain road parcels fourth, privacy, people like privacy too. You can see these outermost areas are actually bigger attractions. Some big estates might be some big hot areas for the second auction, especially in a state like this next to the water. Someone who has enough money and they might be looking for that. Some of those, like this 3x3 up here might be a great one, might go off for a lot of money. But those are the areas, and like I said again, look at how close your parcel is to a hot red spot. If you're looking at this right here, there's all gray around it, so the likelihood of you getting that for a lower price is great. If you want to look at this part, this whole estate right here in the very center where a whole bunch of red is taken around it, or you know, one of these parcels right here and it's all red, of course it's going to go for a lot more money. So if you're going to look at those, also have a backup plan of, you know, I also like this corner one over here. This might not get taken out. It's all gray and it's a nice corner road close to the water. But, you know, have a backup plan, and this is what the map looks like. The second auction, you know, may or may not fill out the entire map, but if it does, it's definitely going to explode in red around every single area. That's exactly what will happen, is it will, from center outward, get all of these will get taken, you know, all of this stuff will get taken. These mountain spots will fill in even more. Might be some gaps in the very middle here, might be some gaps in the middle here and here, but for the most part, the roads are going to get, you know, scooped up. There's going to be a lot of cheap, you know, lower priced roads at some point, and those will be some easy ones to scoop up now. And then save them up for a year or two, and during the third auction, it'll end up filling the whole map, and everything that's closer to the city center and island and waterfront will all be worth quite a bit more. So good luck. The second auction sometime this year. This is what the map looks like, and I would suggest studying it, running around, finding your spots, you know, jump in this stuff VR so you can really see what the spot looks like. Don't just look at the map here, and find a good spot. Good luck.